Everybody, welcome back. We're doing another Marvel Future Revolution video. In this one, we're going to be talking about the incoming changes for this year. It looks like there's some pretty good stuff. I always like to say anytime a game developer does something like this, I like what they say, but I want to see what they do. So a lot of those things might hold true here, but I have to say I continue to remain optimistic about the approach that these guys are taking to this game as far as trying to fix things. There's certainly some issues with the game that we need to still continue to push, let them know about, whether it's on the forums, videos like this, commenting below, all sorts of different things for all of us to make the game something we really want to enjoy, right? I think that's really what it comes down to, is we want a game we can enjoy. They certainly want to provide that because that gives them more likely to have player base that would spend money, right? Win-win there? I don't know, maybe. So we'll go through these, a lot of different stuff in there, and it's going to be kind of my first take and first look at it. If you're new to the channel, check out the Discord link in the description below. Hammer down like buttons, click the notification bells, subscribe if you want. All right, see what it says.
Bring me WolverThor!
They've got a bunch of stuff in here. It's super long, right? So we're going to go through this. It can be summed up. I love my buddy Hafson. He did a real good one where it's just like a bunch of summations. I'm going to do a little bit more deeper dive here. And we'll be giving more opinions on this stuff as the days go by and we really think about it and talk about it some more. So we'll probably focus in on some of these areas a little bit later. So we've got a Dev Note 6 applied to the game. It's one of the things they always do is they note that it's been difficult to bring out the best satisfaction with a single hero balance patch. They're going to continue to try to improve this through monitoring. They're talking about brief overview of updates that they're going to be doing throughout this year. They're thinking of 3 main directions. I'm not real clear what those 3 main directions necessarily are, but they've got a list of things they're doing. I look at 3 main directions as like aspects they're thinking about in the game, but whatever, there's 3 main directions. They aim to complete this update within the first half of the year. So this isn't one of those necessary look aheads that are, you know, hey, maybe we'll get to this at some point later this year. They're talking about doing it in the next 6 months. Now, they did say that if anything changes for the schedule, they'll let us know. All right, so the first thing they're introducing, 2 new realms, 2 new places to fight, level up, etc. We'll get to the level up thing in a little bit. We got Netherworld and Niflheim. We've got, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Yeah, I think Niflheim. This is going to bring the epic conclusion to the legendary Dark Domain. And it's going to have 2 prominent themes where the Netherworld's going to be, features the realm of the corrupted and Pandemonium belonging to Mephisto. So he's finally showing up since he didn't show up in, spoiler, WandaVision. And then while Niflheim is going to be the, what is that? Helheim and Nostrand, which is ruled by Hela. So we're going to have 2 places. This green one looks like one of the places Hela is going to be at. Not sure which one exactly. And the red one's probably going to be where Mephisto is. So I'm looking forward to these. I have to say these look super sharp. I continue to want to see raid type stuff done in these zones. They are so cool looking. Like, it is just like, please give me opportunities to be in these zones more. I want that so badly. They talk about a new blitz awaiting. That's fine. Once the areas are updated, maximum level will be expanded to level 120. We've been talking about saving your stuff for a while. This is the reason why. So we're going to get a level cap here sometime in the next 6 months. I continue to encourage you to save some of those materials. Let's see. They're also talking about how as that expands, the potential will also be expanded and agents will be able to prepare to fight more powerful enemies. So I would look at, yeah, I think what's it go up to 4 now. We're going to get an additional tier or 2 of potential, probably they're going to add stats for certain characters that need particular stats. I like that. I like where they're doing that. So continue to do those training grounds, farm up those mats and save them so that you make sure that you go down the right path there. We aim to carry out the Dark Domain update within January. So that means next week. All right, that's the way I'm looking at that. So I'm expecting that update next week. Yay. Now, that looks like that means next week we might get the level expansion up to 120. So next week is going to be a monster week for the game. Interested to see how that shakes out. Pegasus, base, and squad battle. So They are talking about agents who play. This one could be a little controversial depending on how they do it. This one's going to be interesting. So they talk about how we're developing multiple heroes, right? That's inherent in the game. Now, I will also say that before I go further here, yes, that's true. We're building them up, but while my main is like 1.3 million, all my other ones are like 200K. So depending what they do here, this could like be a real big drag or a really cool aspect. I did in my video today, which I actually published before even seeing this, or shooting it before seeing this, is talking about some interaction with building up the rest of your characters. Here we go, right? So this is it right here. This is the type of thing that we were sort of speculating about is this the thing you want? Well, again, I said it in that video, if they don't give us extra rewards, fodder, etc., this is going to fall flat on his face outside of 0.1% of players in the game, and I maybe that's what it's for. I don't know, which is fine, I guess. If it helps the game survive, gives them money, and a 0.1% are happy with that game mode, and the rest of us are like, all right, we'll do our dailies with it and move on. Okay, fine. There's a game mode that some of us don't have to worry about, or at least have to worry about competing much in. Let's see. So the squad, they talk about concepts of squad rank, squad power. They want to expand these features further in the future. That's great. They understand the inconvenience and tediousness of carrying out the same epic missions in the story. So whenever you get a new character, so all through the new content, Pegasus base, they plan to support multiple heroes within the squad, reducing the time consumed to do this. So it looks like they're trying to find ways for you to level up your characters a little bit easier. 2 new functions that are going to be provided through this Pegasus base when first released. They're planning additional perks and a more pleasant experience. So first, Expedition. It's basically a mission auto completion that allows your agents to go through missions based on what your main hero with the highest mission progress has done, but without having to actually play it manually. So I think if I go through this story once, maybe I can send Captain Marvel out there who I haven't leveled yet and go, hey, go do Midgardia. Cool. You know, and so for the next 12 hours, she's busy doing that. And it's just, she's locked in that zone or something. I don't know. But I expect it to be something along those lines, given the fact they said without actually having to play it manually. The next part they've got in here is the armory function, which is going to allow us to increase the number of inventory storage capacity. I really like this. I'm actually hoping that instead of, you know, because what a lot of us do is store stuff on our tunes, that are our extra tunes, that they just give us a giant place to put everything so that we can always just go to that, as opposed to like hopping on a tune, putting it in their storage, and then jumping all over the place and moving things all over. So I'm good with this. I hope that's what they're doing there. It's definitely something that I think is very much needed. They're still in the planning stages for this Pegasus-based content. So when the details are confirmed, they'll explain it a little bit further. They plan to encourage the growth of various heroes within the squad, though, through this. So we'll see how this kind of shakes out with the squad battle as well. Squad battle is content that will allow agents to battle against each other's squad by utilizing multiple heroes. They want this to be fun and create the strongest squads with different hero combinations. So it might be limited to a few number of your heroes, by the way. Which is interesting because it's a different hero combination. It's like, well, it's not all of them? Okay, so it might be limited there. So keep that in mind. The squad battle will be implemented once we have confirmed that the Pegasus base system has helped agents with their growth of their squad and sufficient number of heroes are prepared for battle. So what that is telling me is that they are thinking about the fact that we don't have strong squads. Our other our non-main characters are needing power boosts, right? So they're going to make sure and keep an eye on what we actually have going on there before they implement the squad battle. So it makes me think they're not just trying to do that for the 0.1% there, or even the 1% or the top 5%. So that I like at least reading that. Probably my favorite part of this entire blog or dev note, Alliance content expansion. They want to develop a content mode where an Alliance members join forces to defeat colossal supervillains. Defeating the first supervillain will spawn the next stronger supervillain. Haven't talked about that one before. Which will continue to test the unity and strength of Alliance members. It will be based on the competition records of each Alliance, where agents will be able to see how many supervillains were defeated quickly. They're preparing various rewards such as individual and Alliance rewards based on the records. Liking that. We kindly ask for your understanding that it is slightly difficult for us to provide more details at this moment as it is still in the early stages of development. I absolutely love this. been crying for more PVE for a while. You want it? Here it is. So we'll see how it's implemented, but there is zero PvP with this. It is purely with your alliance, purely focused. I love this. I can't wait to see what they do here. Again, it depends how it gets implemented, but I absolutely love the fact that they're doing this. For all the alliances that aren't super into PvP or are looking for PvE, this is it. Just, you guys gotta give them your suggestions here and what you're thinking. I love what they're seeing here. This can be an evolving thing, but I already like where it's starting. Okay, even if it is just sort of okay at the start and they further expand it as it keeps going, this is what we're talking about. I absolutely love it there. Existing content improvement, hero balance improvement. So they said they added, for the 112 one, they had multiple internal reviews about the keep or remove the target off skills or the iframes, depending on what you call them. They're aware that maintaining the iframe skills would cause the agents to play these heroes that don't possess them, unreasonable, but they also weighed in the fact that if they remove them, that it would cause some stability issues. So basically they were kind of like, all right, well, we're going to keep these. And after much consideration, they concluded that improving the hero balance should be more improving the shortcomings of a hero as opposed to like making one a little bit weaker. And I agree with that. You don't like to nerf things. You want to bring other things up a little bit. That's why I'm okay right now with Magic not breaking everything. It's kind of like, no, it's okay. So like maybe start her here and bring her up, right? And I'm good with that. I actually like that a lot. In the previous hero balance, they talked about Captain Marvel's. It when paired with her specialization, that it created an overpowered situation. 1000% agree. They decided that there were some concerns, but they believe it was a necessary change. And honestly, I know some people don't like to hear that, but I agree with them. There were changes that were needed for her and Spider-Man, in my opinion. Now, did they nail the changes? No, not necessarily. I think they could have done it slightly differently, but there was clearly something that needed to be changed there. They believe that the cooldown reduction and dodge specializations paired with skills led to hurting the very balance of the game, and that's why they carried out that adjustment for Black Widow, Spider-Man, and they also mentioned Doctor Strange, who all possess the same kind of specializations, but obviously the Doctor Strange situation is like hurting that character more, but there's more on that in a second. In return, we decided to strengthen other skills and reinforce their usability. They determined that frequent use of target off skills through the stat effects were affecting hero balance, and that's why they adjusted the cooldown instead of removing it altogether. So as cooldown increased, skill damage was increased to return to compensate. Now we get that, but I think they swung it too far. Many of the agents have commented that Doctor Strange cooldowns before the patch. The intention there was to give him one more combative style, giving him attack-related options while adjusting the cooldown. However, his skills usually have a long cooldown, so rather than having a more combative style as intended, agents may have felt a bit frustrated to use the skills. It was not their intention to nerf Doctor Strange's combat abilities, but we believe there's a possibility that agents have felt that way. Yes, they have. Therefore, we plan to carry out additional balance adjustments for Doctor Strange to make him a superhero who casts powerful magic benefiting a Sorcerer Supreme. Thus, the development team will actively hear out and refer to the suggestions given by our agents. So make sure you bring this stuff up. We will be doing another roundtable with Doctor Strange. We are going to get specific on things we think he needs. So come to the Discord. I mentioned the link in the description below. We created a specific channel for this. It's going to be a short one-time thing where I'm going to have it in there, take the suggestions. I'm going to bring those to developers specifically. So please come by and check that out. Aside from Doctor Strange, there are many adjustments made regarding the balance, which impacted several of our favorite superheroes, blah, blah, blah. We are aware that many of our players feel disregarded with some of the changes. From now on, they'll commit to gather feedback on hero balancing each stage to begin with. They'd like to proceed with the following. So what they're talking about here is making sure that they try to reach out to us, talk to us a little bit about the balancing. The development team would like to conduct a survey to collect feedback from their agents prior to future hero balance adjustments. Smart move. Development team will provide sufficient explanation for your player feedback and share the direction of change together with their agents for future hero balance patches. Smart. I like it. All of it. Additionally, they're aware, following the recent patch, that everyone is playing different heroes through transmutation. With this regard, they understand that specialization, it's taken a lot to be able to build up these other characters. So they're going to give us a bunch of the anti-convergium, which is nice. Appreciate that. And it's going to be updated at the end of January when we get it. Now, I think there needs to be a little bit more of this. And they also, where they say this, I thought they had mentioned somewhere in here that they understand that the fail rate is here it is. So raid expansion, specialization, enhancement, failure. They basically gonna have more difficulty levels for raids. Smart. So it's more challenging. Their drop amount of anti-convergent particles will go up. Smart. Allowing for materials to be obtained more for enhancement. Even though part of me is like, why don't you just reduce the fail, or like make it less likely to fail? But okay. With their goal to make specialization enhancement smoother and easier. So they understand that. They at least are working towards that. I'm a fan. Thank you. They know the agents that we face a lot of challenges with this enhancement and failing on the set rate. So they're planning to increase that quantity, lighten the failure burden, and provide a bonus probability after a failed enhancement to increase the success rate. So they're going to be playing around with that. So maybe you fail, but you get a bonus the next time or something. I don't know. They're figuring something out there. I still wonder a little bit. It's like, why don't you just, I don't know. I mean, anyway, I've said enough for that one. Reward for clearing the first battle challenge. This one is slightly confusing, but they're giving us some more rewards to do the first battle challenge. I think part of what they're doing here is they want to make sure that everybody does the battle challenge to get some rewards. I think part of it is so that we know how many people are actually playing the game, maybe? I don't know. This is super speculative on my part because I know that some of the numbers it sort of freak people out when they're doing rankings and battle challenge. They'll do one, but a lot of people might not do one. There might, like we were looking at, like, how are there only 3,000 people on this server? This is weird. And so I'm curious to see after they do this, what the numbers actually look like, or if it even matters. Improvement of most wanted spawn information. So they're going to show it that we can see more. Great. Auto battle improvement. You're going to be able to use ultimate and companion and auto. That's awesome. Second favorite part of this entire thing. Huge, huge. I've been screaming about this forever. We've got individual presets for skills, omega cards, costumes, battle badges. We've been talking about integrating them into one. They're going to do that. By integrating the integrated preset, they plan to update in a way that allows currently equipped items, companions, and skills to be changed easily. Thank you. Amazing. So your number 1 will be PvP. Your number 2 will be for PVE. Your number 3 will maybe be for something else. Dark Zone or Dimension Duel or whatever. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Knocked it out of the park with that. It's going to be a fantastic. Skip sequence improvement. You can just put it in the game settings so you don't have to constantly tell people skip. Optimization improvement. Apparently there's some issues with the game getting too big and the graphics. I'm a little worried about this. I hope they don't mess this up. I love the graphics. I think they're fantastic. The first thing I thought of when I saw this, why don't you make it ready for PC too? I love that this game's a mobile game, but I would also love to see this game on PC. Straight up, I think it's great. Don't tell me if you really want to love me forever if I'm on a PC. No, all right. Anyway, so I just think this game would be amazing on PC. I think a lot more people would love playing it. And then when you can, you use your mobile device to play a blitz when you're running around or something like that. But when you really want to sit down, grind the game, you're in front of your monitor or whatever and just playing on your PC. So that's pretty much it. They had a poll event here. You can come here and vote. I think I already voted, maybe. No, I'm not logged in. So what is your most anticipated update? I said the Alliance Contact expansion because the PVE. We've got about 1,200 participants doing this so far. I'd love to do a little bit more. Go ahead and log in and pick which one you want. You get a draw ticket to do it. Why not? Give them a little feedback. But that's what I got for now. That's the deeper dive, maybe not the deeper dive, but the first look, run through. Again, I am super, super stoked on a lot of the stuff they've got here. Very, very happy with what I'm seeing. Want to keep pushing the game, keep playing the game. I just enjoy it. I love a lot of aspects of it, but it does need some things to be fixed. So appreciate you guys stopping by. Check out the video from the other day for the gold giveaway. Definitely do that. We've got a couple more of those coming in the next week or so. Hammer down like buttons, click notification bell, subscribe, all the good stuff. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.